Good morning, class. Today we'll be looking at parent functions. We will be looking at some examples of parent functions and their matching graphs. All I want you to do is pay attention to what I'll be saying and try to remember what I'll be saying, alright? Alright, our first parent function is f of x is equal to x squared. Now, what do I mean by a parent function? A parent function is the simplest function in a family of functions. Okay? Let me repeat that. A parent function is the simplest or the most basic function within a family of functions. Okay? Now, for example, we have the family of functions known as the squaring function or the quadratic function. Alright, the quadratic function. Right? So in the family of quadratic functions, the simplest function is f of x is equal to x squared. Yes, if I said f of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2, that expression, even though it belongs to the quadratic family, that would not be the simplest or the most basic. Yes, the most basic quadratic function in the family of quadratic functions is f of x is equal to x squared. Okay, now here is the graph that corresponds to our parent function f of x is equal to x squared. Okay, here we have the parent function for the square root function family, the most basic function from the square root function family is f of x is equal to the square root of x. And here we have the matching graph for this basic or simple or parent function from the square root function family. Here we have the parent function for the absolute value function family. Okay, so f of x is equal to the absolute value of x, that is the parent function or the most basic function from the absolute value function family, and its matching graph is what you see here. Here we have the cubic function. This is the most basic, the simplest function that belongs to the cubic function family. The cubic function family. Okay, and here we have its matching graph. And finally, here we have the most basic or the simplest or the parent function from the cube root function family. Okay, and its matching graph is what we see here. Okay, now I want to make it clear. I want to make it clear that all of the graphs for the parent functions, they either pass through 0 on the coordinate plane, or they touch 0 on the coordinate plane. Let me make this clear. Alright, let me use red. Alright, so as I was saying, alright, this is the origin of the coordinate plane, which has the coordinates 0, 0. Alright, that's the origin. Now notice that all the graphs for the parent functions, they either pass through the origin, which is this point right here, or they touch the origin. Okay, alright, so let's go back and see. Alright, for this parent function and its graph, the graph passes through the origin. Yes. For this particular parent graph, parent function and its graph, the graph touches the origin. For this particular graph, for our parent square root function, the graph touches the origin. Right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. So it touches the origin, right here. And finally, our parent function and its graph, the graph passes through the origin. Alright. Okay. Right here. Alright. So all the parent functions, for all the parent functions and their graphs, the graphs either pass through the origin or they touch the origin. Okay, so this particular for this particular presentation, all I want you to do is pay attention to what I said in the presentation. Have a good day, class.